And it looks like we're in flight 5 right now. On 1, Craig Sylvester. 2, Maureen Dujardin. 3, Beth Bomia. And on 4 is Agemy. This has been very, very competitive. I've seen some outstanding performances so far. A lot of these, like I said, yesterday there were some very strong, and there was leaders coming out of yesterday. However, today it looks like some of those leads are passing off the baton to other competitors, because you could be strong on one day and then weak in one. So, and that's looks like what's happening now. I have to double check on all the divisions, but yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. No one has been dominating every single last thing yet, I think. But I won't know that until I get the final scores myself. And
just wait till I'm healthy.
Yeah, that's right. That was John Belkazar. I tell you, man, you pro lightweights, he's gonna be the guy to watch in 2014 for sure. And we invite everyone. I mean, I would love to see some of the Russian competitors come over for this. I would love to see. I'm gonna call you out there, David Tabane from Australia. These are some phenomenal competitors that would do really, really well in this. And it's being a competitor who loves to compete against other great competitors. I would just love to do that. John, same thing. I can speak for him on that one, I'm pretty sure. Because all that's going to do is push us even harder,
Absolutely. I'd love to see someone like Dave out here. I know he's very much into lifting. He's very much into CrossFit. Very well-rounded and powerful athlete. And I think this is the environment he would thrive in and raise the bar for everyone.
Absolutely. So right now what you're doing is you're watching the Monster Mayhem. There's an exercise called Monster. And basically it's chest to hand, down up deadlift with a clean and then a press. It could be a shoulder press, it could be a push press, it could be a jerk. Either one, they're all legal. You do 5 of those, and then right after that you go into 100 jump ropes times 5 rounds. This is a great conditioning set. And if you look at the semi-pro division right now, which is Craig Sylvester, very strong all day long today. He is so physically strong that he can just actually shoulder press those 53s, doesn't have to use his legs whatsoever, and be okay. It was brought to my attention that in the 2 rounds earlier, a couple of the amateur guys were putting up sub 6-minute times. Like one guy, I think it was even 5:30s or something like that. Very, very impressive. Doesn't matter what size the kettlebell is. That's basically going unbroken in everything. That's very fast. I'm gonna try to do that with the 70s.
That would be impressive.
John and I both. We're gonna try to do that. Because I tell you, the big guys, even though I had to, I dropped a minute off my best time because I had to change tactics a little bit. I'm just happy I made it through, but man, they kicked my butt today. I was very shocked at that. Speaking of which, because Leroy, when we did testing, he never even went under 10 minutes before. So, yeah, he's been sandbagging. We'll let him slide with that again. Okay, so right next, semi-pro division, the ladies, you got Maureen. She is a fierce competitor, and had her shoulder and back been healthier this year, she was going to be in pro lightweight, no doubt, because she had been training with the double 44s and basically manipulating that the same way she's manipulating 35. You look at her, she's very, very strong. So I hope that we can get her healthy, get her strong, so she can move up to the pro division next year. She'll be a force to be reckoned with in that division, for sure. Another pro lightweight that was supposed to be here is Donica. Donica, what's happening out there, if you can hear me? I know they're going through some troubles right now with the boardwalk in Atlantic City burned down. They just seem like they can't catch a break down there. So she could make it up for this trip. But man, it's a world-class, world champion competitor right there, and I was looking forward to actually watching her compete in this and just seeing what she could do benchmark-wise for the lightweight pros.
Yeah, she is definitely somebody that I'm excited to see compete in an event like this. I mean, the amount of power that small frame can generate is beyond impressive.
So then we look down in lane 3 and 4. We got Beth Bomia, Agemy, Both brand new, never done a kettlebell competition ever in their entire life. And Beth has been with the gym F3 Fitness, for probably a couple of years. So she's not a stranger to kettlebell exercises, but in a competitive way, she's only training for this about 3 months, and she's doing phenomenal. Alan, came to me about 2 months ago, and local business owners got some really, really cool things about to be launched this year. And he asked me just straight up, Garen, do you think I can do this? Do you think I can be ready for this? And I said, well, man, I can get you ready. You're gonna have to put in some time. So I've been putting in work with him 7 days a week, getting him ready for this. And like I said, I have to say, literally a month ago, he couldn't even jerk one double 44. So to see him doing that right now, very, very impressive. And keep in mind, he's 58 years old, so age.
Awesome.
No, it doesn't matter. I don't want to hear that.
Just a
I don't
number.
want to hear that. It's just a number.
Maureen continuing to look strong, pushing through it.
Maureen also an endurance athlete, just a phenomenal athlete across the board. She's been pretty bummed out the last 2 months because her shoulder and her back problem has also been chronic. Some days she can barely move, other days it's okay. So even up till yesterday, or I'm sorry, Friday, she wasn't sure if she was going to have to pull out or not, but she is one tough lady. Showing the pain just a little bit. Craig continues to impress me.
Craig's going on his last set here.
And he's at 633 right now, so he'll definitely. Yeah, so live TV, a little cussing going on, and hey, we can't beep that out. That's all right. I'm sure the kids out there have heard worse. But I'm continually impressed by him. He's been a dominant force today across the board. And events that normally you would think and actually, an event that like shorter athletes would have an advantage, but he's not letting that be a hindrance whatsoever.
He's also a firefighter, so that works along with him too.
Last 100 jump ropes.
All right,
Craig.
and he got 23 seconds left. He can definitely get 100 in under 30 seconds. He's got to settle down and be quick. And he, you can tell that the way he's jumping right now, he's a jump roper. He knows how to rope. His feet are only coming off about an inch off the floor or less, which is what you want to do. You want to practice, be able to stay low profile as much as possible. He is flying. Giving it all he got, leaving it on the battlefield. That's what we all do.
Little 5.
Very, very, very impressive. And 821, fantastic. Yeah, Alan, he's feeling it right now. He's feeling it. Pushing hard. Beth being very, very efficient through the jump ropes. She's backing up a little bit. You gotta be careful not to hit the mirror of the kettlebells behind you. I think she's got one more round left, I think.
Nice round for Beth.
Yep. Alan is letting it have it right now.
He is a man on a mission.
He really is.
That's what I like to hear.
about 9:34 right now. I'm not sure what round Alan is in. Man, Beth is in the zone, showing no pain whatsoever. Alan, that's a normal expression on his face. Even on rep 1, he looks like that. I keep trying to tell him, man, don't show the pain. Don't show the pain, Alan. Don't show the pain.
That's his happy face.
That's his happy. That's his happy face. Pancakes. You're gonna hear my team reverberate that often. Pancakes. We've all got that on the menu coming up for sure.
Looks like Alan's got one more round.
11-10 right now. He's in practice. He's never gotten under 15 minutes. So if he can do this will definitely be a PR day for him. Beth actually smashed it. She's never went that fast. I think her best prior to this was about 12 minutes, and she did it in 10 minutes and something. So all eyes on Alan right now.
He is a man that's determined to finish this.
That's right. That's right. I'm so proud of him. I tell you, if it comes down to a zombie apocalypse, he's another one of the guys I definitely want on the squad. You know what I mean? Age doesn't matter. He is a true warrior. He really is. It could happen. I'm just saying, it could happen. And John, Ken, and I are all ready for that.
I'm prepared.
Oh, the zombie apocalypse, that's on my bucket list. I've seen it in the games, and it's supposed to be cool, so.
That's right.
That's all Conan.
He's got one more, and then the jump ropes.
He just did two.
Yeah, that's 500 jump ropes. He's got about 2 minutes to get them done.
Last set?
Last set.
Fantastic. Now keep in mind, he's never finished under 15 minutes, so if he finishes the day, man, that's going to show you adrenaline for him works very well. Crowd getting behind him now.
He's got a good pace going. Should be able to finish under the time cap. We're at 14 minutes, 40 to go.
You got it.
Plenty of time to get under the time cap. He's got 20 reps left.
Showing the pain, but that's just his normal expression.
114.27.
2 division.
Oh, you're good, John. Stay right there, bud.
He'll be a dominant force. He'll be a dominant force for a long time.
Very inspirational performance.
So next up, I'm going to be very, very interested in watching this. Rock Cox on 1, Sandi Franka on 2. Rock had a stellar day yesterday, pretty much dominating every event. Today, the young stud, man, Colin Thompson, I think has taken the first 2 events. 16-year-old, world-class athlete. Like I said, he owns a world record in bench press as well as deadlifts. And he's a competitor, man. He was really, really hoping to walk away and smash everybody in this competition. But I told him, I said, look, you can always hope for the best. Have no expectations because your guys' division is going to be very, very, very tough. So, yesterday he was a little bummed out, but he came out. I believe he took second in the division behind Rock. Today he's leading the way. So, in theory, what that's going to do is force a tie break. So it's going to come down to this right here. If we end up having to force a second tie, it's a second tie break.
Yeah, I was talking to Rock Oxen back in the warm-up room, and he's, promising that, he's really going to kill this set. And he said after this, they're going to rename the exercise the Monster Cox. So we're seeing some strong confidence on Rock's part going into this event.
Yes, I love that.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Nothing but family and fun here.
Let's go, Rock.
I mean, he's one of these guys literally has the potential to go sub 6 minutes in this big time.
Good.
So, yeah, tear it up, man. Yeah, I've been kind of getting death threats all day, even from my non-teammates about who came up with this and why. But if it was going to be easy, everybody would do it, and we really want to put together events that's going to really challenge even some of the top athletes in the world. I think we did a pretty good job with that. And going forward, I can't wait to see what Ken comes up. I can't wait to see what Sincere comes up with. Eventually, we're in year 3, we're looking at even having a qualifier in the Jersey area, having Donica host one, and that's going to be some crazy stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, if Donica's running that has the potential to be the most grueling international kettlebell game location for 2014.
Yeah. We'll have to have people sign 3 or 4 waivers, like a waiver per event.
I think a lot of the waivers are going to start off with, in the event of your potential death.
That's about right. If people don't know Donica, man, like I said, she is a world champion, world record holding kettlebell sport competitor. I believe she was a competitive kickboxer. Muay Thai, right? Or just regular kickboxing?
I think she was just, she's just training kickboxing. I think she's trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not sure if she's ever formally competed in either, but she's highly skilled.
Yeah. And, it's funny. She sent me a text the other day. Yeah, I'm taking the day off with an LOL behind it. And her day off literally was a workout that would, be something that most people would have heart attacks on. And she laughed about it. So she does not take days off. Even for the last 3 months, I didn't take days off leading up to about 2 days out from the competition for this and powerlifting. And I'm not sure, I know for a fact I'll never compete in 2 different things like that, separated by 2 weeks again. It was just really, really grueling on the body. But I will say this, training for this, I still would probably deploy training 7 days a week, even if it's just 1 day of a technical stuff, you know what I mean?
Just working the movements.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's really, really important. You don't have to bang your head against the wall every workout, you know what I mean? Because actually that could be a detriment to your health, your central nervous system, and you can start getting some overuse injuries. But for the people that I coach and practice with, I really deploy the whole no day off type thing. Whether it's mobility, doing yoga,
do something.
What's, that's right.
John, you want me to scoot over? You can jump up here? You sure?
Alright, so we got Rock Cox and Sandi. Franka, brand new, coming out of her shell, never did anything like this in her life, and she's doing fantastic. I suspect we'll see Rock go unbroken straight through. It's going to be interesting to see his jump roping technique, but with him being a straight up competitor, I can only imagine he'll go unbroken then as well. Plus, he's using my jump rope, and he better.
Yeah, there's got to be some mojo on that rope. Or something.
Something. He might not want to know. I withheld that information.
And we just answered the question
Yes.
about can Rock jump rope.
Yes, he can. All right, so keep watching this because I got a feeling he's going to put up a sub-6 with the double 24-kilogram kettlebells. And for those who are kilogram challenge and conversion, 253 pounders. No matter what Rock does, he's one of those people. And I can also say, even the great competitors, I try to.
There you go, Rock.
Great job, Rock. I try to
Use that
teach
backswing.
people-
Go right up. Don't pause in the rack.
That's right. I try to teach people, and this actually came from Ken. Ken taught me this. No matter what, keep that face relaxed. And I know that even being a sprinter background, some of the great coaches and phenomenal coaches I work with, that was one of the things we worked on was keeping the face relaxed. Because if you start tightening that up, it'll start causing your tension in your neck, which will draw your shoulders up, and then your technique goes out the window. And if you look at Rock, he's just a machine. You can hear
Really
his
composed.
breath very audibly. Doesn't show pain. First rep like the last rep, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna put off a world record, or set a world record in his set right now.
Absolutely. And what we do know is that one thing about both relaxation and tension, they're both viral. So, if you're tense in one part of the body, you're probably going to be tense in other parts of your body. So if you can keep the face relaxed, keep everything relaxed, then systemically, you're going to be relaxed.
So once again, if you're tuning in right now, you're looking at International Kettlebell Games 2013, the very first one of our annual events, being brought to you by Creation Supplements, as well as CATS, Kettlebell Algorithm Training System, and Homedics.
Use the backswing, Rock.
Yep. You're watching a set called Monster Mayhem, which is 5 monsters, which is a deadlift, chest to floor down up, clean and press. It could be a shoulder press, it could be a push press, it could be a jerk. He's got to do 5 of those, and then he goes back and he's going to hit 100 jump ropes. And so far, unbroken.
I don't think he's even missed a skip.
And he's at 3 minutes right now, and I don't know if this is 3rd or 4th set.
Completing his third.
So if he keeps this up, he's definitely going to go into 6. He might even break under 5:30.
Good job, bud. Very nice.
And so we're watching Sandi also right now. This has been a tough event for her in practice. It's tough for everybody. I don't care who you are. All grit right here. Rock still looks fantastic. He's actually going into a jerk type. Earlier, I think he was kind of push pressing a little bit. Now he's definitely utilizing the jerk a little bit more, the long cycle type technique. But a machine, absolute machine. I suspect in 2014 we'll see him go to the pro division for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So far, we're seeing no breaks in his technique, so he's obviously tired. He's pushing it, but the technique's not breaking, the form's not breaking. Still seems really composed. And I could be wrong, but I don't think he's missed even one skip. So he hasn't had one restart the entire time.
Which is fantastic. You can do that, you're setting yourself up for a really, really fast time. Okay, he's starting to show a little bit of pain, but it doesn't matter. This guy's a warrior, really.
All right, Rock, you got this.
Last round, man. Come on, buddy. He's at 455 right now. He's definitely
crazy
gonna go,
fast.
He's definitely going to go under 6.
Oh, it's going to be...
Man, that's fantastic. Now,
get on that rope, Rob.
He can get on the rope, and he can he's fast enough to get 100 ropes.
Oh.
That can happen, though. But he's still fast enough. So sometimes
don't rush it.
If you go too fast and out of control, that's going to happen. But he's making it up right now. It's going to be really close. Yep. So it looks like he's not going to be able to go sub 6. He'll still go sub 6:30, and that is still lightning fast. Showing pain for the first time. That's letting me know that he is human. He is not a cyborg.
Nice.
Got close up a time at 6:17, 6:18. So we got Sandi, amateur first-time competitor ever, and she is just all grit, man. Very competitive, very hard on herself. But I guess, as you know, as competitors, we all are the hardest on ourselves anyway, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Right there.
Sandi is actually finishing the end of her third right now. She's still making a pretty good time. Now, obviously, in comparison to Rock, how fast he was, you would think she's not making a good time, but she is.
Really consistent.
Yeah. I'm going to put it out there. I would love to see Mr. Ken Blackburn compete in this next year. I think he would raise the bar for the heavyweight pros big time.
Well, I tell you what, man, after being here this weekend, I'm definitely excited to go back to the gym and get some baselines and see where I'm at on a lot of this stuff. And it'll be fun to do something new. Yeah. And I for sure plan on doing this for the next go-around, or at least, traveling to one of the qualifiers. So, yeah, count me in.
All right, right on, man. You heard it. You guys heard it out there, man. That's like putting it down on paper, take a picture. That's legit. Put it in the bank. And I'll tell you what, once again, I know we talked about that yesterday, man, but your son, the protege, you know what I mean? I would love to see him compete in this. Because that would just make this sport even more legit, I think, and just watching it, now it's going to be ultra competitive, you know what I mean? And the more and more pros we get in, people just want to see that. What can the pros do with those 70s, you know?
Yeah, I've already told Mitch a little bit about it last night, and I think this is, obviously I'm biased because I'm his dad, but his conditioning is just straight up creepy. It's almost like out of a video game or something. So, I mean, he's got that super heavyweight strength, but he's still at a very light body weight. So we're going to see the cardio benefits, the strength benefits, but he'll have some work to do because there's going to be some things that I saw this weekend that he's never done before.
Okay.
So there'll be a learning curve, so I don't want to be too confident, but I think he'll do well.
Yeah, for sure, because one, he is a strong young man, and two, his anatomical perfection is immaculate. I mean, he is anatomically put together. If you ever see him or get a chance to watch him in a kettlebell sport event, I don't care if it's snatches, I don't care if it's jerks or long cycle, he is perfection from rep 1 to the last rep going through 10 minutes. I've never seen him fail. I'm sure it's happened where he's not made it through a set. I think it's only because maybe kettlebell flew off his hands or something. I've never seen that personally. But every time I watch him, I'm amazed. I love it. You know, he motivates me. He really does. That young man is amazing.
Another person that I think would be exceptionally, who would do exceptional competition would be Steve Cotter.
Oh, God.
Steve's one of those dudes that just brings multiple world-class athletic attributes to the table in every regard. Crazy leg strength, crazy cardio, crazy strong, good at kettlebell sport. He's somebody that literally could probably walk in the door right now and perform at a super high level despite never doing this format before.
I would never. That's like Bruce Lee with kettlebells, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Literally, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, it wouldn't even be pro putting him in the pro division. We'd have to start the Juggernaut division.
The Matrix division.
Yeah, the Matrix division.
Now, Sandi, she's being remarkably consistent. She's composed. And also another variable, she's out there by herself right now, which is a different component. She's got everybody staring at her, and she's maintaining, she's dealing with it well.
That's right. And she's staying calm and she's being relaxed. And I tell you, it was funny. I filled out all these different cards, just give little backgrounds on people. And because I said, listen, I might bring you up on the microphone. And she was sending me death threats via text. Do not call me up on the microphone. I will walk out of the building.
I think we're seeing kind of a common theme here with some of your female athletes. There's death threats. There's even call-outs in the middle of their set.
I'm not very well liked.
That means you're doing something right. If everybody likes you, something's wrong.
That's right. But I'm very, very proud of her because it's really hard right now. She's got probably 50 plus people in the room staring at her. She's got the world tuning in staring at her. And she still looks cool and calm, you know?
Way to work, Sandi, way to work. Come on, baby.
We're approaching the last round. She's at about 11:50 right now, and this is within her will at this point. It's within her command. She can finish this under 15 minutes, but you know what? That last set, it just depends what you have left in the tank. This is one of those things. If you go out too hard, it will absolutely smash you on the back end.
Yep. You got this, Sandi.
That's it, Sandi. Very strong. Just relax into it. Make it happen. Yeah. And you'll notice, like on my one of the logo or the saying slogans we use a lot. It's actually on my shirt, on my sponsor team shirt, is "Make it count." And I always talk about that. It's like, don't pick up a bell, don't do a movement for sure unless you can make it count. Because in anything, if you pick your bell up or make a movement or try to do a technique and mentally you're not quite there, that's gonna cost you time. It could cost you the event. So if you pick something up, man, make it count. And so for the kettlebell world out there, which I love wholeheartedly, remember that. I mean, that's some of my wisdom. What I can contribute to it is, when you go to pick something up, just make it count. Some of the events like Turkish Get Up and Two Hands Anyhow, that's something that's really evident in those two. Because if you're not prepared and you try to speed through something and you're coming off a no rep, that could really, really kill your time.
All right, she's closing in on the end of her set.
Okay, I'm hoping she's going to make it under 14 minutes, under 15 minutes. She's at 14 right now. If she stays relaxed, she's going to be okay. If she puts too much pressure on herself, it's going to make it very difficult. Come on, Sandi. Come on, Sandi. Sandi, you got to jump. You got to go. And see, and that's the interesting thing that happens. Even with rock, that happened. when you get to that last one, you want to go so fast. It's like, and then you start putting pressure on yourself, and the next thing you know, you start tripping up over the rope.
Yeah, but I think we've seen that with a lot of folks today. They get into that last minute, and they just get ahead of themselves, and they lose that flow.
Yeah. Okay, she's at 4:40 right now, 20 seconds. Thank you.
Nice.
Fantastic work. All right, so next up, we got Billy Jackson. We have Brian Rose, Nasser, Beydoun, as well as Denise Hanna. There's going to be Billy is actually a Pro-Am competitor, and then the next 3 are going to be amateur competitors. And I suspect to see some really fast times, probably out of Brian Rose. Denise can be pretty fast. The funny thing about Nasser is he has never even...
Guess what, man?
Okay. Nasser has... every time we've done this in testing, he's quit.
Okay.
So we've never even finished a set. He's assuring me today is his day to shine, so we will see about that one. It'll be very intriguing to watch him. He'll be on 3. So let's see if his tactic works. All right, we'll take a short break.
Okay.
Leroy, come on, man. Come on, hang out with me. Man, it's stiffening up a little bit. It's stiffening up.
How are we looking? Is there a pretty tight run for
dominant male? I will say this: we have forced a double tie break between him and I for dominant.
Really? Double tie.
I'm glad it didn't come down to the third one. If it comes down to a 3, you got me. Comes down to the third one, I think that would be snatches. He would get me.
Yeah, I'm going to be kind of curious to see how. And for those of you listening, what we're talking about right now, it looks like for the Dominant Male Award, we're kind of closing in toward the end of the meet, and the scoring tends to be going in the direction of a tie. So, and it looks like that tie is between Leroy Johnson and Garen Clark. So how we're going to rectify this situation, we don't have a clue. Some people have suggested a dance-off. Some people have suggested an MMA match. So we'll see.
I'm pushing for the MMA match because he can dance.
He looks like he could dance.
Yeah, he can dance. He's got some moves.
He's got those fast legs, tricky feet.
Yeah, he can break it down like Michael. I'll tell you what.
Now, Leroy, tell us a little bit about, you had the event this weekend, and then what's coming up for you in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, heading out to Romania to fight on the Super Combat card, which is a organization under K1 kickboxing rules. So it'll be a tournament style. I will have...
So you're going to have multiple fights?
Yeah, I'm going to have at least 2 fights, at least, because it'll be 4 guys in the tournament currently. I win my first one, I move on to my next, which will qualify me for the next Grand Prix out there.
Now tell me a little bit, who have you been training with here in Michigan to prepare for this event?
I've been sticking with my home team, which is Michigan Top Team. Mm-hmm. So that's Darren Cruikshank, Cody Stamen, and Jason Fisher. Darren, as most people know, fighting in the UFC. He's 3-1 or 2-1 in the UFC currently.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. I've seen Darren fight, incredibly talented, and I've also heard a lot of phenomenal things about his dad. His dad's really just a crazy good coach in multiple regards.
Let me tell you about his dad. He has the fastest hands of anybody I've ever seen, including Darren, ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When he shows stuff and he says, okay, I'm going to show it slow, I'm like, you need to go slower.
Now, what's his background? Is it primarily boxing? Is it taekwondo? I know there's like a mix of things.
With Darren, his mom is big into kickboxing, and she has, I think, 2 different black belts. His dad is basically considered a master among like taekwondo and those type of different forms of martial arts. His dad has a wealth of knowledge. When we train, we actually have to limit his dad and what he's showing us, because he shows us so much stuff. It's unreal what he can show you just by looking at you for like less than 5 minutes.
So is Darren's dad, is he more or less, is he the head coach of Michigan Top Team?
I wouldn't call him a head coach right now. We've got his dad working on our stand-up when it's not Darren. We've got a Johnny Glover, which is from World's Best Boxing, who just basically took over for Dave Lesser, who passed away recently. And then our jiu-jitsu coach is John Toth, which is Michigan's only pro jiu-jitsu practitioner, I would guess say right now, and it's kind of like I wouldn't say we have a head coach. We've just got a lot of people coming in, giving us a lot of knowledge right now, and it's working really well. Right now, our team, I guess if you go on the pro ranks versus American top team, right now we're 2-0. We just had a win last night with Josh Shortstack Robinson down in North Carolina versus American top team, so we're doing really good right now.
Fantastic. And you were saying, you were mentioning earlier that Garen Clark, the promoter of this event, he's also your guys' strength and conditioning coach?
Yes, he is. It's amazing. Everybody's really excited to have him on board because our training is all so much fighting based that we missed a lot of the strength aspect of it. And Garen has come in and obviously working on, once we hone our strength, we could equate to more powerful kicks, more powerful punches, and a better win during our fights.
Absolutely. Now, with this set, we are our last flight coming up. We've got platform 1, Billy, 2, Brian Rose, 3, Nasser, and on 4, Denise Hanna. So, Leroy, what are your thoughts on this event specifically? Would you think this would have a nice carryover to MMA fighters?
Oh, absolutely. Just by how dynamic it is, having to go from a strength set into a cardio set with a jump rope and having to transition back to that, it directly applies to fighting by changing positions constantly and having to either be working or at rest. Absolutely, I'd say it carries over.
And especially if you do this really fast and you do it correctly, I mean, you're looking at a time duration of 7 minutes or under, so that time frame is pretty comparable to what you're experiencing in a fight as well.
Oh, absolutely, especially with like amateur fights with only 3-minute rounds. You're only going a 9-minute fight total, and that's what my rounds are actually for pro kickboxing, is 3-minute rounds. But obviously, when you get the pro ranks in the States, it's 5-minute rounds, so you're still only talking a 15-minute fight.
So you're seeing a lot of carryover between many of the events we're doing over the past 2 days and what you could see as being potentially applicable to an MMA fighter.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's why it's been great for me to train actually for this event to help me get ready for my fight. It's a direct correlation, having to have the cardio to go those rounds.
Well, based on what we saw in your monster set today, I mean, you've got the cardio there, you got the strength there. So I feel bad for the guys that you're going to be running into in Romania.
Hey, they're the guys that I'm going to be facing against are no joke. I've got I believe a French kickboxing champ, a Swedish kickboxing champ, and a Romanian kickboxing champ. So those guys are going to be coming for me because I'm the American coming over to try and steal their thunder.
So you're thinking takedown.
No, I'm gonna try and stand and bang with them. I want to stand and bang with them. I want to make it so they don't want to come out for that last round.
Very good strategy. But your background is wrestling,
oh,
correct?
Yes, yeah. 2-time state champ in wrestling at Eastern Michigan University. That was definitely my strength as far as in mixed martial arts. When I'm grappling with somebody in a cage, I consider myself to be at rest.
Nice.
And that's when I recover.
Yeah, I actually got them in right before Flight 4, so creations, they're good. They got another plug, so we'll get that again. All right, Leela, I'll let you get back to watching the event, but any final thoughts on the event this weekend before you head back?
You know, this thing, even with first of its kind, I think it's got a bright future with what I'm seeing here today with a lot of these competitors. I think those watching are probably going to be itching to want to compete at this once they actually get a look at it. And I know that a lot of people might have been shied away by how different it was, but I think the sky's the limit for this competition.
Well, fantastic. Well, great performance this weekend, my friend, and tear it up in Romania.
Thank you.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. What's that?
You want to?
Yeah, Darren wants to bring you up for a little bit. Okay, we're now talking to Rock Hawks, who just had a really strong performance in the monster combination. I believe it was just a touch over 6 minutes. So, Rock, kind of give us your thoughts on that last set.
I mean, it was tough. I'd say the thing that was actually gets you to the most is the jump ropes. They kind of sneak up on you. The arms start going in the last one. So you can see I was having problems just getting over the rope. I was just kind of stumbling there.
So as you got towards some of the final sets, I mean, the jump rope is kind of sneaky in that it's fatiguing your grip, probably fatiguing your arms, and then of course, the down ups, that's going to add to that fatigue. So at the end, I mean, did you feel completely gassed, or did you have more in the tank?
I was pretty much gassed. I mean, I felt like I could probably gotten below the 6 minutes. So I mean, I felt like I probably got a lot faster. But I mean, pretty much, yeah, there's really nothing left.
So now, as far as your training for this event, because over the last 2 days, I mean, you've definitely stood out as somebody who's doing extremely well in this type of competition format. Did you train specifically for this, or is this something you kind of came in and just leveraged your other training?
So basically what I did with this training is I just added on what I'm already doing. So as far as, for kettlebell competition, just, focusing on my long cycle and snatch, and then, what I would do is add in Turkish get-ups, anyhows, every now and then, practice the monsters, just so, it wouldn't be like a complete shock to my system when I did this. But I think basically just sticking to the basic movements is pretty much what helped me most as far as getting through today.
Now, going forward, I mean, is this an event you want to continue to participate in and train for?
Oh yeah, definitely. I know Garen's already got big plans for next year and the years following. I think he's going to have prelims next year, so you got to qualify for the main event as far as that. So yeah, I mean, like to keep on going. I think gives you a nice break in between as far as regular kettlebell sport too.
Absolutely. And I would imagine that once this is all done, you've got a monster post-competition meal planned.
Yes. Cold beers awaiting. That's got to be just brutal. Put it on your shoulders and trying to bump
Absolutely.
it up there. He's just pounding them out.
And we've been seeing this all weekend. What we're seeing is different people employing different strategies as far as the technique they're using to move the bells.
Wow.
Some people are going from the rack, some from the shoulders, some are going wide stance, some are going narrow. So it'll be really interesting and fascinating for me going forward just to see how the technique evolves, the training programs evolve.
Yeah.
And, next year, what the athletes are going to look like and the performances we're going to see.
Yeah.
And what I think we're going to see too going forward is people are doing really well in the bell portion, they're doing well in the jumping rope portion, but I think people are going to figure out effective and quick transitions between the two so they're not losing time.
Well, that's one thing too. Is like a few times I just tumbled just picking up the rope, so I know I lost some seconds there. Although also I think Garen said to make it interesting, the Saturday events will stay the same, but the Sunday events are always going to change.
That's probably a good thing. I think that not knowing, that ambiguity, so it's going to create some excitement going into that final day. It's also going to make it tough on the athletes because you're not really going to know how to train for it.
Yep. think one thing that's nice about this competition is just like in kettlebell sport, you see people of all ages doing it.
Absolutely, yeah. You're seeing a really quite a wide diversity of folks here today. Different ages, males, females, good stuff. So we got our last competitor here, Nasser. So I believe he's got, after this will be finishing up his 4th set. Then he'll have a 5th set after this, and he will be done. And Garen was saying that this is a circuit he had a very tough time completing in training. So for him to finish today is going to be a huge accomplishment for him.
Nice. He's gonna, what is it? Just at 10 minutes over.
Just
time.
over 10 minutes. Yep.
So he's still got lots of time. That's it. And that appears to be it. So that finishes up our final flight, which is Flight 7.